Now, Carol, you did something very sensible. You decided you were going to get your affairs in order. And it's important to get a will done. Why? Do you know why?
So everything's legally done, ready for when I go.
Exactly so. Not just important, but it means that it goes to the people that you want,
yes,
as opposed to the government, which is bad enough, or worse still, some aunt that you can't stand. Very, very sensible. I recommend people do it all the time, regardless of their age. Number two, you wanted to put your property into a trust.
Yes.
Why did you want to do that, madam?
Basically, it was the will where I was starting with, but I did get the information through the post from Robin to how it was beneficial to have the house put in a trust for the family as well.
Exactly so. The reason for that is that if you survive over a certain period and you look like you're doing okay, touch wood now, it means that on death, if you've got a valuable asset, there's a minimisation of tax that relatives have to pay on that property if it's in a trust.
Yes.
Lots and lots and lots of people do it. That's the second thing. The third document you wanted was something called power of attorney document. Do you know what that is?
That was to give the family the rights to do things if I wasn't capable of making my own mind up.
Now, this is at a time, madam, when, just like today, you are perfectly compos mentis. But what you were thinking about was what?
The future.
Exactly so. Thank you very much, madam. That's the three things you wanted. Now, Robbie, you sell, as I understand it, legal packages. Is that correct?
Indeed.
You sold them in the past. Now, in order to sell legal packages, what's the critical word in that phrase?
Legal.
Legal. Exactly so. So how long have you been a qualified legal professional?
20 years.
Now, when I use the word qualified legal professional, most people, including me, take the view that you are either a barrister or, if you've got a little less money, you're a solicitor.
I'm a paralegal.
You're a paralegal. Well, does that mean that you have a legal qualification?
As such, no.
What do you mean, as such, no? Are you pregnant? As such, no.
I suppose you could call me a will writer.
A will writer?
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean you're a will writer? You write wills?
I write wills, but I also do powers of attorney, and I also represent firms of solicitors with regards to setting up a trust on the property.
Now, just to be clear about that, in other words, you aren't legally qualified, you call yourself a legal professional.
Correct.
You would agree with me, and I have to tell you, come on to the law in a second, when somebody says, hello, I'm a legal professional, you could understand why they might be a bit confused and come up with the assumption that you are a qualified solicitor or barrister, correct?
That's possible.
It's entirely possible, sir. Isn't it? Which is why your website, as I understand it, makes it categorically clear that you are not a barrister or solicitor.
Correct.
You started a company that was effectively selling what I'm going to call pre-death packages. Correct?
Yes.
When you weren't selling your pre-death packages as a legal professional, what was your other job, sir?
I was in vehicle finance.
Were you a taxi driver?
I am now. I have been for the last 9 months.
As you rightly say, your website, which I've had a look at, makes it perfectly clear, if you'd read it, madam, that he is not a solicitor or barrister. What it effectively says is that the work in respect of the trust, the second thing that you wanted, would be done by a lawyer. Did you read that?
I didn't know. I had received a phone call, and then I'd get, like to say, I'd already had me will with somebody else, and he had merged in with their company, so I just took it that it was one big company where I'd already trusted.
Sir, you call yourself a will writer, and you're entitled to call yourself that. Here's the thing, madam. I want people to understand it, not just you. Writing a will is a very straightforward thing to do. You can actually get one from your local newsagents. Power of attorney is also a fairly straightforward document which you can download, and by and large, as long as you're sensible like you, anybody can do, correct?
Correct.
Which is why the law makes it very clear that a non-legally qualified person is entitled to do that work. Let me give you the law so you understand that. Just the avoidance of any doubt. Let's have a look. Now, under Schedule 2 of the Legal Services Act 2007, it says, this paragraph talks about instruments being prepared, and it says that there are certain reserved legal activities which cannot be performed by someone who is not legally qualified, including the drawing up of reserved instruments. In this paragraph, instrument includes a contract for the sale of other dispositions of land, etc. And this is a point, madam. It does not include A, a will, that's at paragraph A, or C, a letter of power of attorney. Now, the reason I draw your attention to that, and so I can give Robin some comfort in this case, and you, is because, as I say, had he prepared any other document that fell outside of that act, he would have done something illegal. You understand?
Yes.
These packages that you advertise, what was included in the package? Do you have a general prospectus?
It was the package included a will, powers of attorney, plus the registration documents, but not the registration fees, and the trust on the property.
Understood. How much did you pay? What happened?
It was estimated at 2,100.
Is that what you finally agreed upon?
It was an agreement because it depended on the solicitor's fees that went along with it. So it was actually more than that.
How much was it in total, please, madam?
It was 2,700. No.
£2,260.
2,260, yes, sorry.
That includes £1,500 for part payment that you made and various solicitors' fees, including the land registry fee that would have been required had the trust actually been properly executed, correct?
Yes.
You paid how much up front, madam?
1,500.
Now, did you make a subsequent payment as well after that?
I did. I made a further payment of 700.
Don't be stupid. Stay and watch the best Judge Rinder moments. And I'm talking. Understood? Don't be a moron. Subscribe to Judge Rinder YouTube channel. Right now. That's an order.